I saw they asked the question.
Apparently,
there was a debate last night, and they asked them a question, something like, "If he's convicted of a felony, will you still support him?" I think 5/8 said yes. I think that was the number.
All but 2. Is it 6/8? I don't know how many were there.
Sure. I didn't watch it. I saw that one article and I was out of it. So
I watched the whole thing. I didn't enjoy it, and I often enjoy that kind of thing. I just kind of like suffered to the end.
Who was?
Did they talk about Trump a lot?
No, they didn't talk about Trump very much. There was one question, and everyone on there was like upset about the question. The audience was booing the question. They didn't want to cover Trump. They wanted to cover policies.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, the audience in those is all donors, so that's why they like cheer a lot of different things than what like an actual voting base cares about.
And the bigger donors sat near the front, giving them an outsized impact on like what was cheered and what wasn't. I read that.
Yeah.
So who do I think won? For me, Nikki Haley won. I thought she did really well. And I kind of liked a lot of her policies. And she said stuff that resonated with me. Like they were talking about abortion. And some people were promising to put a federal ban on abortion that starts at 6 weeks. And she's like, why are you lying to everybody? You would need 60 people in the Senate. We haven't had 45 pro-lifers in the Senate for as long as I've been alive. And you're pretending you're going to do this stuff that takes 60. You're not. So let's just say this is a state's issue and move on. And I was like, fuck, truth telling right here in a debate? Like, that's weird.
Well, that is
true.
Name?
Yeah.
Nikki Haley's full name is
Nimrasa something.
Yeah,
Nimrati, something.
I keep
Can you believe some
it's
asshole just making up a nickname and going by that instead?
Yeah.
Nimrata.
And Zach said Vivek killed it. Yeah. So I think that the big takeaway amongst most people is that Vivek killed it. Now, he was actually a little polarizing. I read somewhere, I might have been New York Times debate expert or something, gave him a D. But to me, I give him an A. He got the most attention. It wasn't all positive attention. It seemed like everyone on the stage was kind of ganging up on him. But to me, it was sort of an all press is good press sort of thing. And
getting
for a guy who needed
a good look.
Yes, for a guy who needs name recognition, being the center of attention for that long is fantastic. Also, I talked an hour ago about how I like a guy who can take an L. You know, when they did hit Vivek with a zinger, he just laughed at it, like he enjoyed the joke as well, and shot it back. And that, in my eyes, anyway, that's like a really good personality characteristic. I value that. So I thought he did a good job. I don't like what he says. His positions are like flat tax, remove voting rights from people under 25, climate change is a hoax. A lot of stuff. He's going to pardon Trump if he's president. He says Trump is the best president of the 21st century. There's some other policy thing. Oh, he wants to pull out of Ukraine. I don't like that, but Taylor might.
It's like your guy.
Definitely.
Sounds like this is my guy.
This is my guy. This guy I haven't heard of till right now is wanting to end a war, and I'm sure if he gets in power, he'll like definitely end it.
His name is Vivek Ramaswamy. So Trump, I know you're watching. Ramaswampy, you're welcome.
Ramaswampy.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
That is good.
I like that.
It's much better than he doesn't even have to waste. I didn't watch the debate shit, but I did see the GIF of like Ron DeSantis like failing in his like trying to be charismatic smile after saying like it's a GIF that's going viral. Yeah, he looks like a fucking robot. That guy has less charisma than a bag of sand. Like he is done.
There was like 3 seconds between him talking and him smiling. Like he had to like muster up the energy to smile.
I'm not that sensitive to that. But what DeSantis did all debate long was dodge the question. You'd ask him a question and he'd be like, that's a bad question. We should be talking about this other thing. They said, hey, you signed a 6-week abortion ban in Florida. Would you do that nationwide? And he just refused to answer it. And they're like, hey, but you didn't answer the question. Another 30 seconds, refused to answer the question. And I really hate that. A yes or a no would have both been better than I'm afraid.
I've told you multiple times, the producer of PTI on ESPN, he should be the one doing the presidential debates. If you're not familiar with that show, I haven't watched it in a decade or something, but you got all the talking heads in a box and you mute motherfuckers when they're not talking and they just have to sit there on mute. while you fucking tell him how it is. And there's a guy just assigning points. And if you wouldn't answer a question, oh, well, that's 2 tries. One more no answer, and he gets a minute. He skipping for the next question, I guess. Then we go to fucking armed forces question, right? A real softball for this guy.
Mhm.
What would you do to keep America safe in the 21st century with the mounting trouble in the South China Sea as well as aggressions in Europe? DeSantis over there. It's his fucking wheelhouse, and they give it to Nicaragua or whatever. And yeah, that would teach him. Like you should.
That's an interesting question. I'm a strong supporter of Israel. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with anything?
I think DeSantis misrepresented his history, his background, and I hate it because he has a great background. If people don't know, DeSantis was not born into money. His parents were blue collar, and he earned his way into Harvard and Yale, not legacy. And then he became a JAG lawyer. I don't know what JAG stands for in the Navy.
Judge, advocate.
I think you're right.
General.
Could be. Yeah. Or is. I don't know. Is that right, Kyle? General?
It's not.
Did the best I could.
Okay. So anyway, then he became an attorney in the Navy, a JAG, right? And then this is the nice way to qualify yourself for politics and whatever. It's a great background for the job he's going for. It's not an embarrassment for lawmakers to be an expert in law. Boom. What does he say his background is? I was deployed with the Navy SEALs. I worked with the Navy SEALs. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You weren't a lawyer. And you're like stealing valor about this Navy SEAL bullshit.
You like took care of a Navy SEAL's parking ticket or something.
Right?
Like, this is what you did.
He should have said, isn't that what Tom Cruise was in A Few Good Men? That's what he should say. He's like, remember, he should reference that.
Remember Tom Cruise? No, because there's a lot of people in this country who haven't seen that movie and wouldn't get it.
They're fucking losers with no fucking taste, though. Fucking vanilla ice cream eating.
Sounds like the
pieces
kind
of
of fucknard that hasn't seen Sopranos all the way either.
I've seen Sopranos all the way through. I don't know why Kyle thinks
sorry.
that. I've seen that one show. I quit The Wire.
Spitting when you say shit like that.